All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Uh, so today's video I'm doing is just kind of to put a reminder out there why why I even do these videos. And a big thing for me was my two grandmothers. Um, my mother's mother, my father's mother. Um, One died. My dad's mom died in 1990, and My mom's mom died in '97, November. I think November '97. My other grandmother died October. I think it was October 15th, 1990, just before I got busted. Um, but it's been so long. So many years have gone by that I don't remember what they sounded like. I don't remember their voices or their laughs, or I can't remember none of that stuff. Um, it's been like years, I just can't remember what they sounded like, and so that kind of bothers me that I don't remember that. But the thing is, like, when people pass away, they end up being forgotten. Eventually they'll be forgotten. You're only going to be remembered until the last person who knew you dies. But there's probably videos out there. I don't know. I mean, there was video cameras around at the time when they were alive. So there might be some videos out there that where some of the family members have them, and you can see them again. I just don't know of anybody that has any videos of them, just pictures. So, anyways, that was one of the reasons why for me to do the videos. You know what I mean? Because you can always come back as long as YouTube's around. My friends, my wife, my family, whatever, my kids, if they want, can come back and remember what I sounded like. You know what I mean? Not just remember me through pictures and shit like that. So that was the reason why to do the fucking videos. And also, like, the fucking the chemo and all that shit like that I'm going through. It's changing things now. What I mean? And it's like I can see the change uh, in myself. What I mean? As far as, like, I don't feel different. What I mean? I don't feel sick. I don't ever feel sick. Um, but the changes. Like my hair falling out, starting to fall out and shit. Even like my mustache. I'm trying to grow a little bit back to see if it grows, but I mean, before, if I was to shave my mustache down, I would never shave it out. But if I shaved it down like low, within a week, within week and a half, I'd have a mustache again. When I cut my hair goes back really fast. But I haven't fucked with my hair, and it's growing. There's like a little bit of hair growing, but when I see myself now in the mirror, that the hair is growing, it's patchy and it's thin, and it's like you see the effects. You see like when you watch the commercials and shit, and you see the little kids in the commercials that have cancer, and they're going through chemo, and their hair has fallen out, and it's like real thin. They're trying to let it grow back, but it's real thin. Well, that's the way it looks. I don't know if you can really see it in here, but I can see it in the mirror. It's real thin, it's patchy and shit. Same thing with my mustache. It's I, it's been growing for like about 2 weeks now, and there's hardly anything there. So uh, you the chemotherapy that they give me now is taking its effects. What I mean? But again, I don't feel tired. I don't feel sick. But it's little things. What I mean? Today, you know, um, all day, I've been blowing my nose. My nose been running and shit, so I've been blowing my nose and there's blood coming out. It's not a lot of blood, but there's blood. What I mean? They're blowing my nose with blood. Before it was um, in the morning. When I woke up in the morning, go to a shower, blow my nose, there would be blood. But after that, it wasn't like that during the day. Well, today it's different. Today, every time I blow my nose gets water. Every time I blow my nose, there's blood. Again, no, I don't feel sick. I'm not in any kind of pain or anything like that. So I don't know what it is. I know it's part of the chemotherapy that I'm going through now. You know what I mean? Or it could be the cancer. I don't know. I won't know until I do a scan and find out what the fuck is going on. But you know, it's all day now, and I know it's from the. Well, it started. The bleeding from the nose started from when I started doing this new treatment. You know what I mean? But like I said, it was just in the mornings. Now it's all today is all day. Like right now, it's when blowing nose again, just a bunch of blood. So I'm like, and that was, I felt like I had saliva, so I clear my throat, spit, blood. Not a lot though. It's just, but there's blood there. So the shit, whether it's the chemotherapy or the cancer, is starting to like take its toll. You know what I mean? And so then it reminds me, okay, this is the reason why I do these fucking videos. You know what I mean? To try to bring awareness to people of what I'm going through and how to try to help yourself from going through the same shit. But also to just like a like a fucking memory bank. It'll always be there. You know what I mean? But and then there's other things like like a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine. His mom. I just found out. I think it was yesterday. I didn't find out through him, but I found out that his mom passed away, and she had been fighting cancer for a while. And so but he hasn't said nothing to me. You know what I mean? So I'm letting him deal with his own thing. You know what I mean? That's just, I'm not gonna reach out to him. Nothing. You know what I mean? Because I mean that's his mother. He's got something that he's got to deal with. You know what I mean? And when he wants to come talk with me, then he can come talk to me. Or but I didn't find out through him. I just found out that his mom passed away. And even though I want to reach out to him, what I mean? I know he's going through some shit. Because the guy was really, really close to his mother. And I guess it finally took its toll, and she passed away. And so, hopefully, he's staying away and not saying much because of what he's going through. I don't want him to think that because every time he come around or every time I talk to him, even before I had cancer, I would always, whenever I see him, like, hey, how's your mom doing? Oh, she's doing good. Everything's good. Okay, so, but every single time I would see him, again, like I said, before I even had cancer, I would always say, hey, how's your mom doing? She's doing good. And then when he come over here after I had found out I had cancer, I still like, hey, how's your mom doing? Okay, she's good. We're going over here. We're doing it. He's been dealing with it for a long time. So, I don't want him to feel like, or that for him to feel like for him not to say anything or reach out to me about what's going on because of what I'm going through. You know what I mean? Because me, and I'm pretty sure her too. She's been battling this shit for years, so I'm pretty sure too she was comfortable with what could happen. You know what I mean? Most of us will have to face that fucking reality. You know what I mean? Most of us that are fighting this shit, most of us will have to fucking face that reality. Others don't want to face the reality. You know what I mean? They don't. I don't know if it's out of fear or what, but I know of people that they just don't want to face that fucking reality. You know what I mean? It's not about thinking positive or thinking negative or what's happening to happen. You know what I mean? And you can't stop it. You see what I mean? So you have to be willing to accept that. And so, but like I said, I know other people that don't want to accept that. They will not accept that. Living is the only thing that they're going to accept. You know what I mean? And I think they have a bigger battle than me and anybody else that has come to terms with it and that is comfortable with it, that's comfortable with dying, that's comfortable with death. they're not comfortable with that shit. So their battle, their battle with cancer is a lot harder than mine. You see, because they're battling a sickness, plus they're battling the mental part of it all. You know what I mean? They're afraid. They're afraid of what the outcome most likely will be. You know what I mean? To beat this shit, you gotta be real fucking lucky, especially when you get to the higher stages of shit. You know, that's the reality of it. You gotta be real fucking lucky. You know what I mean? Or for somebody like I met a lady at the doctor's office last week, last Tuesday. Not the last Tuesday I had, but Tuesday before that. And she's one of them people that she's had cancer for like 10 years, but she's had 4 different kinds of cancer. She beats one, and then boom, it'll show up somewhere else, and she bites that one, beats that one, boom, it's somewhere else. So she's beat cancer 3 times, where it is her 4th time. And I know people that have that in them. They beat cancer, and then they beat this form of cancer, then they get this form of cancer, then they get this form of cancer, and they're just constantly in a battle. You know what I mean? And still they're uncomfortable of what. You got to be very lucky. You know what I mean? To beat that shit, to beat 4 or 5 different kinds of cancer, to beat all of them, and then one day just it's gone. You know, you got to be very lucky. It's like you have a snowball's chance in hell of beating that kind of shit that's going on. Same thing with me. You know, my cancer's stage 4. You know what I mean? It's already in my bloodstream. So to beat it, it's you got to be very fucking lucky. You know what I mean? So it's always better to try to catch it at the beginning stages, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna beat it even if you catch it at the beginning stages. But but I'm comfortable with the thought of not being here. Don't I'm not worried about that. You know what I mean? But other people, like I said, they're fighting the cancer part, but they're also fighting the mental part. So their battle is a lot harder than mine. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about nothing. Look it. I'm still gonna live my life. I'm still gonna live my life, man. You know what I mean? It's not gonna stop for me, because the thing is like, just say for instance, I decided like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna eat fucking vegetables all the time, vegan or vegetarian, or I'm not gonna drink. I'm not gonna do none of that. And then one day the shit just takes its toll on me, and I'm laying in that fucking bed and thinking like, God damn, all this time I've been trying to do all this shit thinking that I could save myself. And here I'm still in the same situation that I would be at if I didn't stop doing the things I was doing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the way that I see things. Like I said, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. You cannot stop what's gonna happen. That's the fucking reality of it. People are afraid of that though. Like I said, they're fighting a fucking mental game, and that's got to be harder because you got so much shit going on in your mind. My focus right now, okay, my hair's fucking falling out, it's all thin, looks like shit. I'm fucking, blowing my nose with blood, spitting out a little bit of blood, but I don't give a fuck. My focus is going back to work. I need to get back to work. It's not all the shit that's going on. You know what I mean? It's not the cancer, it's not the treatment, it's none of that shit. My focus is making money. I gotta go back to work, I gotta make some money. You know what I mean? So I don't have that mental battle that other people have, that some of my friends have. See, my nose is starting to run, so if I go blow my nose right now, there'll be fucking blood on it, but not a lot. Like I said, you know what I mean? I don't want people thinking that I'm fucking leaking blood. No, there's traces of blood when I blow my nose, but my nose starts to leak. But anyways, I don't have that same mental battle they have. So that shit right there alone will take a toll on you. It's gonna take a toll on them because they're fighting a bunch of different shit, and I'm not fighting nothing. I'm comfortable with it. You know what I mean? I'm comfortable with the fucking cancer. I'm comfortable with the treatments. I'm comfortable with knowing that I could be dying, or you know, I'm comfortable with saying that. Um, and again, people don't like to hear it. You know, a lot of people don't like to hear it, but um, because I've heard people say like, "Oh, you shouldn't say that," but it's the fucking fact of the matter. I'm comfortable with knowing that I'm dying. Hold on, let me blow my nose. Okay, sorry about that. Well, there was no blood that time. You know, but I'm comfortable knowing that I have cancer. Cancer is killing my body. I'm literally dying on the inside. It's killing me. I'm going through treatments to try to kill the cancer, to keep the cancer from killing me. Okay? Other people don't want to hear that shit. They don't like to hear that. They're afraid. I'm not. I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing. Um, you know, hopefully, hopefully, like I said, some of you people will see this shit and go get yourselves checked out, and then you won't have to go through the shit that I'm going through. You know what I mean? The shit that my friends are going through and all that. You know what I mean? But you know, these things are just reminders of why I do the videos. You know what I mean? Like I said, I forgot what my grandmother sounded like. I forgot what my grandfather, my dad's dad. I forgot what he sounds like. I forgot his voice. He died in the 80s. I think in the 80s or the 90s. And one day, if I'm not here, people will forget unless I do this, and then you know it'll be here. You know what I mean? Um, Maybe somebody you know can get some advice from me if I'm not here. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody can watch and be like, oh shit, you know, hey, that's some good advice. You know what I mean? And learn something from it. You know what I mean? Something from what I went through, or you know, how I live my life. You know what I mean? Maybe somebody that's going through the same kind of shit that just finds out that they have cancer, they can see the videos and say, oh, okay, it's a mental thing. Better get my mind right. You know what I mean? Um, because when you're fighting all kinds of different battles, you know, that breaks you. That's gonna break you down. It breaks down your mentality. It's gonna break down your body because you're just so worried about shit, constantly worried about shit. And so it'll take a toll on you. You have to have a fucking. You don't have not just have to have a healthy body. You have to have a healthy mind. And so, hopefully, you know, even people that I know that I feel are, you know, not comfortable with what they're going through, or they're not mentally prepared, will will become will start to, you know, focus. Will start to focus on strengthening their mind to make this shit a little bit easier on yourself. Because if you don't, all you're doing is making it harder on yourself. Face the fucking reality. Face the reality of what's going on. Face the reality of what most likely is going to happen. Be comfortable with it. Keep on fucking fighting through it. Don't ever give up. You know what I mean? Just because you're comfortable with death, just because you are comfortable with knowing that most likely you're not going to make it through this shit and you're probably going to fight it for a few years, but it's going to take its toll on you, doesn't mean for you to give up. Just keep on going. Keep on going till you can't do it no more. You know what I mean? That's the way that I look at it. You know, especially when they tell me about the chemo and all that shit. How long can I do it? Um, and they say, well, it's up to your body. But if the chemo is affecting you more than the cancer, then we got to stop doing the chemo. And then what happens from there? The cancer just takes over because the chemotherapy is doing more damage to you than the disease. And that's what I see right now. You know what I mean? With my hair, falling out and shit, and the bleeding. You know what I mean? It's taking its fucking toll. What's next? I don't know. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about going back to work. It's my focus to go back to work. So, again, it's just kind of like a video of a reminder to myself or to even to everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, I do all kinds of different kind of videos, about my life and about experiences and shit like that because I'm gonna tell these things. And sometimes there's even stuff that I have not told. You know what I mean? There's still stuff that I haven't said. Different things in my life that has happened that I have not talked about yet. But I don't want anybody to be offended by my stories. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't want my father to be upset about things that I have to say. I just put out a video today of me and my brother and my sister. You know what I mean? And not in a disrespectful type of way. Just so people can understand the kind of relationship that I have with my brother and my sister. But these are just my stories that I want to get out there, and some are funny, some ain't. You know what I mean? But it's just again, it's just a way for people to come back later on if anything happens. You know what I mean? My wife and anybody else can come back and watch these fucking videos. They'll always be here as long as YouTube is around. They'll always be right here. You know what I mean? And also to help other people to get their fucking minds right. Get your mind right. You're already fighting a fucking battle of cancer. And then you're fighting a fucking battle in your head about living and dying and shit because you're afraid of dying, or I don't know what it is. I don't know what's if people. I don't know what people are afraid of. I wish that I knew what other people are afraid of when it comes to death. Is it because they're afraid that the world goes on without them? Everybody else goes on without them? Because if you look at it, when somebody dies, within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you kind of like forget about that person. They're gone. Your life goes on. And same things that happen with me and anybody else that's around me that I know that has cancer, or anybody else around me that's gonna die. Within a couple of weeks, most people are gonna forget about you. The people that love you the most are still gonna remember you. But it just takes a little bit of time. And after a little bit of time, the life goes on. They're no longer sad about it. And you'll be forgotten about. And your voice, they won't hear it no more. You know what I mean? And they'll forget what it sounds like. You see what I mean? That's the way that things are going to happen. And I think that there's people that are afraid of that kind of shit, that the world is going to go on without you. And you'll be forgotten. And I'm not. I don't really give a shit, When I'm gone, I'm gone, I don't know that I'm gone, so why do I fucking care? You know what I mean? It's not like I can sit down, I'm going to sit here and watch all this shit happen. I'm going to be dead and I'm just going to be sitting around like, fuck, everybody forgot about me. No, you're dead. You don't exist anymore. You know what I mean? So why would I worry about that kind of shit? Why would I be afraid of dying? It can happen to every single one of us. That's where we're all headed. You know what I mean? It's the hourglass. It's the hourglass. When you were born, it was turned upside down. The sand's running, and it's been running ever since. And some of the sand's been running for some people for really fast, and that's why they die young. Some, it's barely moving, and people live to be 90 years old, 100 years old. But that fucking thing's still running, no matter what. It's still dumping sand. It's time's going by, and we're all going to the same place. So every single one of us, everybody that's watching these fucking videos, everybody that's alive, the fucking hourglass has been turned up on you already. And time's coming. You just can't see it. You can't see how fast that sand's running now. There's people right now, the sand is just fucking flowing, and they don't even know it yet. And those are the people that are maybe, you know, 30 years old, on the way to work, and boom, get into a car accident, they're instantly dead. The sand was running fast for you. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. We don't see the sand dropping, but it's dropping. Even for people, you know, you have your kids. You know what I mean? You have your children. That fucking thing has been turned upside down already. As soon as they were born, it was turned upside down. As soon as they were conceived, actually, that thing was turned upside down, and they're on a fucking timer. Your kids, your little kids, they're on timers. How fast that time runs out, who knows? You can prevent some things if you take them to the doctors and always get them checkups and shit like that. You can prevent things, but most people don't. Most people don't. I don't remember being a kid and going to the doctor every fucking year. I don't really know anybody that takes their kids to the doctors every fucking year and gets checkups. You know, you only do it when you get registered in school, or if you're gonna go play a sport. That's when people take their kids to the doctors. But just rarely, hey, we know every year we do it on this month. We have a checkup. We go as a family, go get checked up every year. No, I don't know anybody that does that shit. Not even white people. That's not like a white person type shit. You know, white people are like, hey, we're gonna get together today. Today's gonna be the day. You're not gonna go to school. You're not gonna go to school. We're not gonna go to work. We got a doctor's appointment. We're all gonna go down. We're gonna get checked. Do our yearly physical, just to make sure we're okay. I don't know anybody that does that shit. Like I said, I don't even know white people that do shit like that. And that sounds like a real white person shit to do. But I don't know any white people that make a day out of that. You know what I mean? But maybe you should. Maybe you should. Maybe, you know, thinking about it, you know, the whole hourglass thing, if you have little kids, maybe you're thinking about that and knowing the sand is running out on your fucking kid's life. And it's your responsibility as their parent to take care of them, to make sure that they're healthy. Maybe you should be thinking about that and say, hey, you know what? I should go take my kids to the doctor. I should every fucking year take my kids to the doctor and make sure they're okay. But again, most people ain't gonna do it because they feel like, oh, he runs around, she runs around, they're healthy, they're good. You don't fucking know. Even me as an adult, I didn't know. I thought I was fucking healthy myself, and then here I am now, looking patchy as fuck. You know what I mean? Blowing blood out my nose. Trying to get my ass back to work. So, like I said, it was just this is like a little video, just a reminder to myself and to you, everybody that watches these videos, of why I'm doing the videos. So I'm always here. So people don't forget who I am. Don't forget what I sound like, or if you ever hear me laughing in the videos, which you hardly ever do. But you don't forget what I sound like. You don't forget the way I talked and the things I had to say. And also to the other people that are barely finding out or that are dealing with this shit, how I deal with it. You know what I mean? And again, and also my friends that are dealing with this shit. You know, hopefully, if they're not strong in their mind, you know, hopefully this will kind of guide them in that direction to be stronger. You know, to fucking really work on the mental part of it, because I'm telling you, man, it's a fucking mental battle, and it's worse for other people. It's worse for other people. It's worse for them because they're afraid, and there's no need to be afraid. You know what I mean? With cancer or without cancer, you're still gonna die. It doesn't really fucking matter. So don't be afraid. You know, you just live your life the way you want to live it. Don't let other motherfuckers tell you how to do things, or you should do this, or you should try this. Especially motherfuckers that ain't got, they're not doctors. If your shit don't say MD, I don't want to hear it. And I ain't talking about fucking WebMD either. You know, you shouldn't let other people influence you to do this and do this and do that, and, you know, because they heard something on the internet. Fuck all that. Live your life the way you want to live it. Be happy while you're here. You know, because once it's over, it's over. Do all the things you want to do. say the fucking things you want to say. Don't be afraid to say what you want to say. That's another thing about me. I'm not afraid to say what I want to say, and I know my wife sometimes she don't like it. She don't like you to say certain things in videos, but I don't care. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm not gonna be apologetic about nothing. If I don't like something, I don't like it. If I don't like a certain person, I don't like that person. That's just the way it is. I'm not gonna apologize for that shit. I'm not gonna be afraid. You know, those people are afraid. The people you see, like, you know, apologizing for shit they say, they're afraid, and I'm not. You know, I'm gonna say what I want to say, and I'm gonna live the way I want to live. And if you don't like it, then don't be around. Don't watch it. I don't give a shit. So again, just a reminder of why I'm doing this shit, and you know, hopefully everything holds up still. You know, for another year. You know, it's the beginning of the year. Hopefully another. I'm hold up for another year. You know what I mean? And I'll again, I'll be here doing the same shit a year from now. Probably making some decent money off this YouTube shit, um, but I guarantee you, I'll still have the same fucking attitude. And I guarantee you that if there ever comes a time where I'm in the fucking, where they send me home on hospice or some shit like that, I'm gonna have the same fucking attitude. You can't convince me of anything other than that. I'm gonna be true to my word. Unlike other people, I'm gonna be true to my word. You're not gonna break me. You can't. I just can't let that shit happen. You know what I mean? So anyways, I appreciate you watching the videos. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get the notification when I drop new videos, and I'll be talking to you guys later.